You want to go into a war zone and tell our boys what they can and cannot blow up.
That's the idea.
Okay, how many men?
For now, 6.
Jesus.
With you, that's 7.
That's much better.
We're gonna go through basic in Shrivenham, England, and then we wait for orders.
Basic.
Mm-hmm.
Basic training. Us. Oh, boy.
That was a clip from The Monuments Men, written and directed by George Clooney.
But is it worth your $10 at a trip through the wind-chill war zone? Well, to tell us more about it, the man who saw it himself, our resident critic, Will Lopez.
I did see it.
Great cast.
Great cast. Impossible to dislike this cast. So I have to say, you know, it's a movie that's impossible to dislike, but it does still have some problems. So that's a true story of how a small group of art enthusiasts set out to preserve and reclaim art pieces from the Nazis in World War II. The movie was supposed to be released back in December, got pushed back to finish up some of the effects work and, according to Clooney, so that it wouldn't have to compete with so many other releases. So the biggest problem I have with the movie is its tone. It'll shift from super sentimental, almost sappy, to then extremely serious, showing the horrors of war, which is good because it's impossible to make a movie with Nazis in World War II without showing the horrors of war. But when the next scene is lighthearted, almost comedic, and has Bill Murray goofing off, it's a little jarring. I also wanted more character. The plot line is a loaded one. Of course, we're all for saving art and against the Nazis, but what makes each of these characters tick? What makes them really want to do it, risk their lives for a couple paintings and some sculptures? So we don't really get a sense of that besides George Clooney doing a voiceover saying art and culture is important, which of course it is. But this is probably the most likable cast in the world. You really don't mind spending a couple hours with them. You got Matt Damon, Bill Murray, John Goodman, Hugh Bonneville from Downton Abbey. So, you know, it's hard to dislike, but it could have been a lot more powerful, a lot better than what it ended up being.
Character development. That would have been...
Yeah, you really.
Why do they want to do this?
Yeah, you really want to know each one, and it's just sort of glazed over, and it's so.
That's a good point.
I heard that George Clooney actually handpicked all of these actors to be in it and would meet them at his place in Italy, or flew to Australia to meet Kate Blanchett. And it was just ridiculous, the recruiting process for something like this. So what did you give this movie?
I ended up giving this one 3 Arnold Schwarzenegger cameos out of 5.
He wasn't in this.
No, he wasn't. I thought I'd get you with that one. Nope, he wasn't. But still did decent at the box office.
Number 2?
Ended up being number 2. So, so stay tuned next hour.
Yeah.
We're looking at the big one.
It's a twofer.
The Lego Movie.
Good morning, apartment. Good morning, doorway. Morning wall. Morning ceiling. Good morning, floor. Ready to start the day. Ah, here it is. Instructions to fit in, have everybody like you, and always be happy. Step 1, breathe. Okay, got that one down.
That was a clip from the Lego Movie.
Is it the first movie to see of 2014? Here to tell us is our resident movie critic, Will Loper.
Well, no assembly required. Everybody will love this movie. It was spectacular. I loved it. This is a story of Emmett. He's voiced by Chris Pratt. He's a regular guy, nothing unique. He just follows the instructions every day. But when he stumbles upon the piece of resistance, suddenly he is the special, the one Lego who can stop President Business and his plan to spray Craggle over the entire world. Craggle may or may not be crazy glue. The movie moves at about 1,000,000 miles an hour, tells about a joke a second. There is so much to see. I sat and watched with my eyes plastered open the entire time, trying to catch every detail, but it's impossible to do without a second, third, 8th viewings. So the creativity on display is out of control. It's awesome. They paid such close attention to detail, make sure everything really looked plastic. The computer program that they actually used was programmed so that if you tried to take 2 pieces and fit them together in a way they wouldn't fit in real life, the program wouldn't let you do that. So they really made sure. And you know, this is a movie that clicks with both children and adults. Nothing bothers me more than the cop-out that we shouldn't judge kids' movies by the same criteria, because it's just made for kids, and as long as it's colorful, has goofy characters, it's good. This is a movie that shows you can appeal to both audiences. And an interesting fact, over 60% of the audience was over the age of 18, and over 50% was males. So.
That's telling right there.
It really is, and I think even if you don't love Legos, I do. But even if you don't, this is still a movie that you'll really love.
So what did you give this one?
I gave this one 4.6 Lego Will Lopers out of 5.
Lego Lopers.
Is that the highest you've ever given a movie?
No, I rated Gravity a little higher, but
Okay.
that's pretty high still. So
Wow.
I think if they had Lego Indiana Jones in there, it would have been a perfect 5.
Okay,
so
would've been a
that's the
5.
only thing holding it back.
Okay, so what is up for next week?
Next week we got the RoboCop remake and Winter's Tale, just in time for Valentine's Day. So take your date to one of those.
What? Okay.
I know which one Rob's going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks.